Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending upon the time that you may be watching or that you inevitably click on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you very briefly about just who am I and what do I believe. Now, let me introduce myself yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dr. Julio Show. Welcome to Austin Off Script. I am your host, Austin Julio Broad, otherwise known by the nickname only of Dr. Julio. Again, it is a nickname, folks. Calm down. Someone had messaged me on Instagram a couple of days ago. They said, Doc, Austin, you ought to do a video. You ought to do just an expose, a bit of an in-depth intro, if you will, to just who in the world it is that you are and what is it that you believe. Because your rooms on Clubhouse have been popping. But you do not have the views of a typical black man or typical 25-year-old for that matter, or typical Atlanta native, right? And I thought to myself, this brother's right. This man is 100% correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. Now, you already know I'm a public speaker. You already know I'm a comedian. But what in the world, when it comes down to this, what am I trying to do with Clubhouse? What am I trying to do with YouTube? I'm trying to educate, entertain, and inspire, right? I am 25 years old. I have never held the belief that the black race is a monolith. We are not all going to think the same. We're not all going to act the same. Hell, some of y'all some of you buy your hair from the same places. Some of us get our hair cut at the same places. But just because we may wear the same things, because we may sometimes think the same way, does not mean that all of us are exactly the same in here, right? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a political science major. I'm a bachelor's student. But I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a Democrat. I believe that Democratic policy over the past, quite honestly, for the entirety of the existence of the Democratic Party has never been for the benefit of the black race. I believe that, quite honestly, Republican-leaning policy has benefited us more. Let's never forget that the original Republican Party was abolitionist, was full of abolitionists. Let us never forget that for a long time in American history, the black man was a staunch supporter of the Republican Party. And there's often an argument made that there was a switch in ideology. I do not believe that this occurred. I do not believe, in fact, this is true. This is a common myth that is supported and thrown out. It's common propaganda that is taught in our school systems. But today, as society stands, I do not believe that we need to be any longer supporters of the Democratic or Republican parties as they stand today. And the reason I say that is because of the fact that neither of the two parties as they stand are truly beneficial to the black race. Now, I will also argue that the policies of President Donald Trump, number 45, a man who just left the White House, actually helped us far more than they hurt us. But that's something that many people don't want to discuss. But we will discuss it here. So this is a very brief video. You'll begin to see much more content coming from me, starting tomorrow morning. We're going to dive in very much so to the philosophies of both the Republican and the Democratic parties. But that's just one part of who I am. The other part of that is this. I'm a former atheist who converted to Christianity. And I did not do this because I had some, as they say, religious moment. I didn't have a conversion experience like the Apostle Paul, or I didn't have a direct conversation necessarily with the Lord Jesus Christ, as Dr. King did in his Why Jesus Called a Man a Fool sermon, where he spoke about actually having a cup of coffee when he went downstairs, and he received a phone call where someone said that they were going to blow his brains out if he wasn't out of town in 3 days. And he said he bowed down over the cup of coffee and that he cried out and prayed a prayer. He said, Lord, I'm down here trying to do what's right, and I think the cause that we represent is right, but I must confess to you I'm weak and I'm faltering and I'm losing my courage. He said at that moment he could hear an inner voice saying to him, Martin Luther, stand up for righteousness, stand up for justice, stand up for truth, and lo, I will be with you, even unto the end of the world. He said, I'll tell you, I've seen the lightning flash. I've heard the thunder roll. I felt sin breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But I heard the voice of Jesus that night saying still to fight on. He promised never to leave me alone. I did not have that experience. I came to know Jesus and had a conversation with him after I saw the scientific and philosophical and historical evidence in antiquity that led me to one irrefutable conclusion, that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. Jesus Christ is God incarnated in the flesh. And that is a discussion. That is a series of discussions I am looking forward to having here on YouTube. And that's a very brief introduction, a very brief analysis, a very brief overview of who I am and what I intend to do. I intend to run for political office next year in the state of Georgia as a state representative. But I want all of you to join me on this journey. I want all of you in the comments below to tell me some more topics you want to discuss. Tell me some things you want to see. Connect with me on Instagram at the Dr. Julio. Connect with me on Clubhouse at Dr. Julio. Connect with me on Twitter at Dr. Julio __. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know something. If you have any topics you want to discuss, if you have anything you want to come on my channel with me and discuss directly, I'm more than open to that. So please like, please comment, and subscribe. And like I said, connect with me on social media. I will make sure that I am accessible to everyone who wishes to reach me. Tomorrow's video is going to be something very, very special. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the philosophies of both the Republican and Democratic parties and why I'm more lenient toward the conservative side of things than the liberal side of things. And I will also, after doing that, I'll deliver just a bit of some of my talent. I'll deliver just a bit of one of Dr. King's speeches that talks about how we can begin the process of helping to save the United States of America. So again, like, comment, subscribe. This is Dr. Julio. This is Austin Julio Broughton. This is Austin Off Script. Take care. God bless.